I start with talent. You want the best talent?
A hit dog will holler. He hollering a lot. Man, I want to see a lot more of this.
I did that at church years ago.
I know it's off season, but I'm fired up.
Hey, I almost thought I was running like that.
Command Center and this off season starts right now.
Do it, man.
Welcome into Command Center, presented by SeatGeek, the official primary ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders.
I think there's a lot of ingredients here for success.
Who is that next coach going to be?
I think Commanders fans honestly should be really enthused.
I'm going to run a thorough but rapid process. I mean, obviously, we need the next leadership here because we got a lot of work to do.
New people in charge, and there's going to be a new way of doing business for this organization.
And they have the second pick in the draft, most importantly.
We have a lot of flexibility around the draft. I'm pretty optimistic that we're going to be able to move the ball here very quickly. My message to the Washington fan base is thank you. You guys showed up in droves. We're very committed to winning for this city, and the future is bright. To be continued.
What's good, Commanders family? Brian Cooper Jr. here with Santana Moss, Fred Smoot, and Logan Paulson. And fellas, there's excitement. There's intrigue in the air. People are ready for the new things to come. How are y'all feeling seeing all this transpire now that we're in the offseason?
I feel like the beginning of this season all over again. Honestly, I mean, he said, to be continued. So I can't wait for it, man. Hey, I almost thought I was running like that. Man, just the energy, just the optimism, just the future. I think everybody is excited about the future because it all starts now. I think they've been waiting for this ownership group to make their moves, and now they get to see it in real time, in real action.
And we always talk about building a culture and building an organization that people can be excited about. All of these pieces are going to be in place, right? The draft capital, the money in free agency, all those things are at this team's disposal. It's extremely exciting.
And I think that excitement started when we heard Josh Harris talking about all the things to come. He talked about the new head coach. We also talked about a new head of football operations. Let's take a listen.
In terms of the structure, obviously I start with talent. You want the best talent. And sometimes, you let the talent just sort of influence the structure. But my orientation obviously is that being the head of football operations, being in essence in that lead role, that's an 80-hour-a-week job. Being a head coach, that's an 80-hour-a-week job. I think there are two roles there. And so I think it's harder. I mean, there are certainly individuals that control everything. I think it's increasingly hard. So my orientation is not to do that. But on the other hand, I'm going to really be somewhat flexible around talent. So that's kind of how I'm going to think about it. And I hope that answers your question a bit.
You heard that from Josh Harris. He has some big visions for this offseason. So you know what? Let's get right into these headlines presented by the Washington Times. Now, fellas, off the top, new head coach. What are y'all looking for from a head coach of this team?
I want one of those guys who's going to come in here and kind of demand, for his guys to follow his lead. Be one of those guys that is boisterous, but at the same time, allow those other coaches that he have in here that's going to be that DC or that OC, that to make sure that he has his ship intact. That's what I look for when it comes to, to a head guy.
I want a head guy that has a plan. Not only has a plan on how I'm going to execute this plan, has a vision on how he wants the team to be, a leader of men. I keep saying that. I know everybody thinks it's all about the X's and the O's, but me, myself, I think it's about the Jimmy and the Joes. Can he communicate with the players, set the standard, and let them know what they're in for?
Yeah, obviously you want a smart football guy in there, right? And there's a bunch of those guys out there. You see that with the Kyle Shanahan's, the Sean McVay, how important that football mind is, but I also think it's so critical that they relate to the players, right? That they can get those guys motivated, get them inspired, and how they work together, not only with the coaches on the staff, but whoever's ahead of them. I think that's going to be extremely critical, and that's what I think this hire should be all about.
And Logan, to your point, it's not just about the head coach. We are also looking for a new head of football operations. Fellas, how important is that decision on who should be running this team?
Well, when you're making a dinner, who gets the groceries? That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Because it's all about the ingredients. The dish won't be right unless you got the right ingredients. And these guys got to work together. Yeah. So that's the thing about it. Teamwork make the dream work. So if you get the right guy in here, and that's when you talk culture, Logan. Yeah. When you talk about head of football ops, I'm talking about what is going to be the standard, how you're going to set the standard, and how you're going to communicate with the head coach so y'all can have a partnership to get this thing going in the right direction.
You have some guys say you need to get that guy first, or you need to get the head head coach first, I don't think you can really say which one you get first. But as long as whoever you bring in, he has an idea who he wants to bring in with him, and then vice versa. If you get a head coach first and he say, well, this is the right guy for me, I want to work with this guy. So I just want a guy, like I said before, that's going to be, glued to the hip to that guy who's going to be leading that team.
Yeah, I mean, the head of football ops is so important because it's about the vision for the organization. I think there's a reason they established this committee to identify these guys, and it's all composed of dynamic leaders and people that have led at a high level before. So what is your vision for the organization? How do we establish and achieve that vision? Is it through personnel, kind of how we identify players? What does that entail? And what is my relationship with the head coach? Because we're going to be working on that together.
And fellas, a very, very big decision to be made, but Josh Harris is not taking it lightly. He put together an advisory committee. How cool is it to see Josh Harris take this so seriously and put together people that'll help him make the right choice?
I know I love the Avengers, because you know what? They make everybody feel safe. And that's what you do. When you want great things to happen, you get a collection of great minds. Not just great minds, winners. Winner. Everybody, they know how to establish culture. They know how to get to the wins. And I think it's important that he said, you know what? I don't know it all. So I'm going to find some people that do.
Yeah, I mean, he hit it straight on the head. I think when it comes down to it, you don't have to be the guy that's doing it because you run this ship. You want to go out there and get the help that's needed. You have so many other guys that can wear those shoes and that can fit in those slots. So go out there and put all our heads together so we can make this thing right from the start.
And they're all men with great vision. I think they've all been very successful. They understand what it takes to be successful. So having that area of expertise and different perspectives, basketball, business, whatever it is, plus Rick Spillman, who does a great job from a football ops, executive of the year, that's extremely critical of kind of inserting that flavor in there. But the vision that these guys have, and I think being able to identify that talent is going to be extremely important.
Very, very important. So let's take a look at the names on this advisory council list. You're already familiar with Josh Harris and Magic Johnson, but look at Bob Myers. He is a former general manager for the NBA's Golden State Warriors. He was twice named NBA Executive of the Year while leading the Warriors to 4 NBA championships. Then you have Rick Spillman, who is a former general manager of the Minnesota Vikings from 2012 to 2022. That list right there is 4 billionaires, 2 former GMs, and experience across every major pro U.S. sports league. Now that you have those names, let's send it over to a name that we know you all love, London Fletcher, to set the tone.
It's time to set the tone. Brought to you by the Maryland Lottery. Fast play games. Play fast, win fast today. Please play responsibly. Change. Most people don't like change, but sometimes it's necessary. Change has come to the nation's capital and with the Washington Commanders. Our ownership group is working extremely hard to find the new leaders of this football team. This is the best job available in football. We got plenty of draft capital, starting with the number 2 overall pick. We got plenty of salary cap space available. We got an ownership group committed to winning, to building a winning culture, not just for today or tomorrow, but for the next 100 years. This is the best job in football. The return to glory starts now. Change has come to the nation's capital. Change has come to the Washington Commanders. Change has come to D.C.
Shout out to our guy, London Fletcher, for setting the tone, not only today, but for us all season long, getting it done for us. And another guy that got it done for us all season long was my guy, Terry McLaurin. That's right, he got his 4th consecutive 1,000-yard season. So it's only right he's this week's Air Power. It's time for Air Power, presented by Air National Guard, proud partner of the Washington Commanders. Now, a lot will be changing this offseason, but one thing that has remained consistent for our Commanders is the play of Terry McLaurin. The wide receiver has quite a resume so far in his 5-year career. He's earned a trip to the 2022 Pro Bowl, recorded 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's the only receiver in franchise history to accomplish such a feat, by the way. And, of course, Terry led the Commanders in receiving yards the last 4 seasons. And he's not just balling on the field. He is very active in the DMV community, which is why he was nominated as the Walter Payton Man of the Year for our Washington Commanders. And you know what? Fred, normally you are fired up about locking down number of receivers, but today I feel like you've got to show our guy some love.
Time for Fred Fired Up, presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of your Washington Commanders. Look, the Fred's fired up, and I know it's off season, but I'm fired up with one Terry McLaurin.
Yeah.
Terry McLaurin. Because he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 quarterbacks, and he still gets 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes.
And I met his father this week. Now I know why he's such a good guy. Hey, couldn't happen to a better guy. Thank you, Terry McLaurin. Got me fired up.
Shout out to Terry McLaurin for another 1,000-yard receiving season. And shout out to Fred Smoot for keeping us fired up all season long. Now, Fred, we needed some of that fire out in DC Prime. We are dropping a special episode in 2 weeks on the Commanders YouTube page. But until then, we got a little sneak peek for you, and we were talking about the NFL Draft.
It's Chopping It Up, presented by DC Prime, Loudoun's premier steakhouse. For dinner reservations or private dining, call 703-840-2099.
Now that we went over these off-season dates, specifically the NFL Draft, let's send it over to our draft expert, Logan Paulson.
Are you the expert? I can't believe anything you say anymore, man. I can't believe anything you say. Fred Kuiper.
Fred, no disrespect, but we're going to let
Curry.
Logan handle this one. Logan, what do you look for? Because you're going to be at the Combine.
Yeah.
You're going to be at the Senior Bowl. You're going to be at the Draft. What are you looking for when you break down these prospects?
I mean, I think the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to is the Senior Bowl. That's when you get to actually watch football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're watching film, grinding the tape, but you see them in person. You see them kind of live and live in color, the best against the best, and you get to kind of flush out your evaluation. And not the top end guys. Those guys are already pretty settled. It's the middle, those second, the third, fourth, fifth round guys that really make the media roster. So that's something I'm always excited for.
Yeah, we into analytics now. I still bring up none of that. I am the Senior Bowl.
There's a little bit of haterade going on right now.
It's actually the draft bowl now, right?
The draft
Because there
bowl.
are juniors there now, so we'll get that cleared up.
What position do you most enjoy breaking down?
Well, the position I like the least is DBs because they don't actually play that much football when you actually watch it play to play. And I think offensive line is probably the most fun to watch, right? Physical linebackers are in the mix, right? Guys that are in the mix that are doing stuff. So DBs, no, absolutely not. Receivers, excellent to evaluate, lots of fun. See them catch the football. DBs, no way.
Do you hate everything Fred Smoot?
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
If you like what the wide receivers
I'm glad I'm
do,
between
we do
these
the
two
same
right
thing.
now. I'm glad I'm between these two guys right now.
They need some separation. Honestly, though, they got good chemistry because they've been beating y'all down all season. There's something going on here. It's a lover's quarrel.
Didn't we win the last time?
We done won.
Yeah, we won the last one.
We won, though, didn't we?
We won the last one.
And not even on the score.
No, we
put
won
it
the
on
last
tape.
one.
We
And
got to
they
talk
didn't
about
have
it.
to cheat. They didn't have to
we
cheat.
won the
That
last
ain't
one.
cheat. That's called chemistry.
So take that back.
Now, London, apparently we have two draft experts, Logan Paulson and your boy, Frederick Smoot. Is he really a draft expert, London?
You know what? Actually, surprisingly, Fred is a draft expert. He knows more than you'd think by looking at it. You're like, oh. So he does know his draft stuff.
Thank you, London.
Well, luckily, Fred is a lot smarter than he looks. Now, like we said, we have that first round draft pick. It's the number 2 pick. So for this Ice Cold Moments, we are going to look at some of the ice cold plays from our other first rounders on the roster. Tanner, for the very, very last time, brother, what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
It's time for Ice Cold Moments, presented by Steam Fitters. Steam Fitters, UA Local 602 provides the highest level HVAC and mechanical piping services.
So first up, we are going with our 2021 first round pick, Jamin Davis. In London, bro, you the big linebacker. Take it away.
Man, you talk about going out and making a play. That interception sealed the game for us against the Atlanta Falcons. What a play by
Tremendous
Jamin
play.
Davis.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, almost like Fred Smoot out there.
You're right. Nice hands,
right.
brother.
Nice hands.
And speaking of hands, let's take it to our 2022 first round draft pick, Jahan Dotson. Tanner, this your boy.
Dawson doing what Dawson does, man. I want to see a lot more of this in the near future. But man, he came up big in that game, and it was happy.
What about that dance, though, Coach?
Yeah, you got to work on that celebration.
That dance.
He was just excited, man. He didn't know what
I'm
to
sure
do.
that's the one of
I've been there before.
New
couple
millennial
times.
type dance.
I did that at church years ago.
That may have did a TikTok dance, but we are moving forward to the 2023 first round pick, Fred's boy, Emmanuel Forbes Jr.
Finally got him one right there. Love to see this kid get his first interception. That's what all DBs want. Once you get the first one, you feel like you belong in the league. You gotta keep your feet back there. You gotta keep your feet and get to the
He
end
was
zone
just
right
he was
there.
so happy to catch the football. He's
Yeah,
like, let me
most
get this ball first, man.
But great play by the youngster, man. I need more of this. I need lots more of this.
Fred, you are right. We need lots more of this. We're hoping to see our next first round pick make some big plays. And speaking of the draft, let's take a look at our draft day guide. It's time for your draft guide brought to you by SeatGeek, your ticket to great Commander seats. Now, Logan didn't get to talk during Ice Cold Moments. That's because he's going to help me with this one right here. He will be at the Senior Bowl February 4th out in Mobile, Alabama. Our draft expert, Logan Paulson. Then he is hitting the NFL Combine March 2nd through the 5th. That's out in Indy. Then me, Tana, and Fred Smoot will be out at the NFL Draft in Detroit, April 25th to the 27th. Now, Logan, take us into the film room.
This is your Field Pass presented by FedEx, where now meets next. All right, guys, last film breakdown of the season. We're going to do a lot of these in the offseason, but last one for the season. Let's talk about this Dallas game. And Fred?
Special
teams, man. Very rare to see a blocked field goal, but it's always exciting when it does happen. You're going to get Pryor working through the gap right here, and great job by Benny. Everybody kind of working here, getting the offensive line hands out, get the hands up, block that sucker, right?
Yeah.
And then Tana, I mean, we're going to get some breakdown from Fletcher in a sec, but I don't know, man.
You cannot put that on tape.
They love this Fletcher to look like the knee right there.
I would have been in the house by then.
Work on that a little bit, right, Tana?
Don't put that bad stuff on tape
Don't
looking
put
like
it
that.
on. Let's talk about the good stuff,
He had
right?
a Cowboy. So let's go back to why this kick was blocked. And I want to highlight Benny P.
Yeah, Benny
right
P.
there.
Benny P. That's
His job is to clear that hole out. He blocks down on that tackle of the Dallas Cowboys and creates that lane for Josh Pryor to be able to get in there. This is a great scheme by Nate Katzer, the special teams coach. I'm sure they saw this on tape. Hey, we're going to show this, knock him out of that gap, and Josh Pryor with a great arm over and completing the job.
Yeah, because I said the only thing you got to do here, if as the offensive player here, is you want to get that outside arm up, right? 2 hands on one defender.
Yep.
Benny does a great job securing that hand down. There's one hand in the gap. You see that one hand right there, one hand. I can run through one hand all day, block that thing, and then we got to talk to Chad Englehart about our conditioning here, right?
I'm sorry, you got the rewind out right there. You got to get that into the end zone right there. And I got to say this too, rewind it a little bit. Teammate, y'all got to block for it.
Yeah, what are we doing here?
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
Lord have
Right at that
mercy,
time,
man.
right? Oh, this is good. Hey, Fletch, good angle right here. Look at that.
This is perfect.
Look at this.
Right here. Hold on.
Yeah, get that circle
Right
up
here.
there.
Benny P.
You have to get that circle up there.
Oh,
Yeah, John Carroll.
Benny P. Right there. And then we're going to come block him down right here.
Yeah.
And then we got an arm over. Hold on. We got an arm over right here. That's
Yeah,
not
now
right.
we're cooking.
Not right. Hey, I'm like John Madden on this team.
Balance.
Boom!
There you go. And then we got to run, man. Let's get going. But yeah,
Now you run like this film in slow motion.
Run.
Fast forward this thing.
we got that thing
like
more
that.
angle. Hey, but good job, man. Making a name for yourself in the last game of the season.
He was running and running.
But hey, we got, we're talking about conditioning. Yeah. And this came up on my feed.
Oh my God!
And I said to myself, like, man, this is a guy we got to talk to Chad Englehart about in terms of conditioning.
Hold on.
Logan,
Put a circle on.
hey Logan, here go the truth.
Yeah.
When you get a ball to take out, you got to get a guy 3 feet.
Hey.
Why'd you give me 3 inches?
That sounds like an excuse, man.
Yeah,
But hey,
it is,
but hey,
man.
hey, Fletch, I mean, we're talking basketball. You play basketball, right?
Yeah.
Who could be
Fred said he did.
Who could be better here? I mean, we got guys falling down. Old man
You
right here.
pushed me down.
You told me, hey, I can shoot. I got a shot for days. Nice pump fake. Oh, where's that going? That sounded kind of loud. I mean,
I had no legs.
Do y'all, what you say, a pair of lips will do what?
Tell a lie.
So Fred has told us he was recruited by Indiana to play.
Look at that fool right
Look
there.
at this form. Watch this shot, though, my guy.
Stand up. I got no legs.
Wow. Hey, it's all about conditioning, Fred. It's all about conditioning, man. We got to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. That's it. We haven't even scored a basket yet. So,
Hey, listen.
Tanner was there.
It's about effort.
A hit dog will holler. He hollered a lot.
All right, so hit dog. Do we want to score, Fred, or we okay?
No, we okay.
Okay, we okay.
Look at him.
That's good, man. This guy knows what's up right here.
We are gonna put Fred Smoot out of his misery. It's okay. It's your redemption story, baby.
It's fine.
We see you sweating just standing here, so I knew you was gonna be tired on that basketball court. And one thing Logan gets is this signed ball from Fred Smoot. Fred, what's it say?
How you doing, BH?
It says Logan is better than me at hoops. That was the deal. Now Fred will always know that Logan Paulson is better than him, not only at life, but at hoops as well, Commanders family. We'll be back next Thursday with more fun from Command Center.
Redemption story.
Boy, a pair of lips will tell a lie.
No legs, man.
Tonight, Dad came with. He didn't want his little sweet potato to be here without him. But now, he really wishes she was here without him. Next time, he'll just let her roll with her new entourage. And he'll only trust SeatGeek with the tickets. Because when she finds her happy place, he can find his way back to the car. The ticketing app trusted by fans. SeatGeek, so fans can fan.